Well, welcome guys to the series where I'm going to be reading Nintendo Powers, kind of like a let's read instead of a let's play. I always loved getting these magazines in the mail back in the day growing up in the 80s and 90s. It was a treat to come home and have a new Nintendo Power to go through to see what games are coming out.
Nintendo Power 12 times a year! 6 great issues plus 6 free strategy guides on a hot new game! That's twice the power for still $15! Wow, cool now!
So we decided to do issue here March/April 1990. I believe this is volume 11. We got Super Mario 3 on the cover. Just right off the bat, looking at this cover right here with Mario in some claymation. Obviously you can tell it's claymation here. You got him in the raccoon suit, which I actually seen the original of this. We were just at Game On Expo and they had this on display, the original claymation. A lot of these things didn't survive over the years. They probably got tossed out after they did this photo here, but it looks so awesome. It stands out a little bit more than just having, you know, a computer generated image of this right here. So you got Mario, you got the sun right here, Chain Chomp, looks like, what's this, Lemming Koopa, I believe, and some gold coins right here. I'm always curious what's on there. So this looks like George Washington's head. It's just random gold coins. It's not Mario gold coins. So then they go that big with the detail. And this is a warp pipe as well right here. And looks like a palm tree. Really great colors, pops for sure. Super Mario Bros. 3, High Flying Adventure. And don't miss Silent Service, 720, A Boy and His Blob, Pinbat, and a Styanax. Big bonus, 36-page Nintendo Pack Source Game Directory. Not sure what that's all about, but let's get into this issue right here. Let's open it up here. Gotta love the ads. Hey, it's twice the power, and now it's every month. Strategy guides he's got in hand right there. Introducing Nintendo's new Mega Power package, 12 big issues a year. Now you can have those great Nintendo Play Like a Pro tips coming in every month, 12 times a year. For more can't win without them tips, techniques and playing style pwners. 6 better than ever issues in Nintendo Power. They got the DuckTales one issue right there with our new Mega Power subscription package. 1 month you'll get Nintendo Power, and the next month your special edition strategy guide will arrive. Plus 6 issues of Nintendo's new Play to Win special edition strategy guide. Can't say I've ever seen this one here. It's basically Mario 3 strategy guide. It has one of the ships on the cover. Can't say I've ever seen this. The June premiere issue, a complete strategy guide of Super Mario Bros. 3. Cover shown may not be actual cover of first issue. So this is probably the one that has the red cover with the Tanuki suit on it, or the raccoon suit rather. All right, here's our contents. We got a spreadsheet of Super Mario Bros. 3, Silent Service, Pinbot, 720. All this was on the cover. You get a couple screenshots here of the games. Special features, CES report, the highlight of 1990's Winter Consumer Electronics Show. Game Boy. This time, the spotlight is on Nemesis. Probably not from Resident Evil. Dragon Warrior. Test your Dragon Warrior skills on our text adventure. New games on page 59. We got Tecmo World Wrestling, Abadox, Bases Loaded 2, and much, much more. Nintendo Power Awards from 89 to 1996. Cast your ballots by naming the best of the best games of 1989. We got a Howard and Nestor, always a fun comic. Counselor's Corner, classified information. Now, check out the Radical Super C poster. And on the back, a map for Dragon Warrior. So it looks like that is included in here. Can we jump ahead and see if we got that poster in here? Oh, so we do, but it's one of those, I guess you have to tear it out to open it up, unfortunately. I don't feel like ripping it out right now, so we'll come back to that. Moving on the index, Final Fantasy is included here, codename Viper, Super C, video shorts, 8 Eyes, Magic of, can't even pronounce that one, Heavy Barrel, Kings of the Beach, Magic Johnson's Fast Break, and many more. I like down here the Nintendo Power Pack Source. Over 300 NES titles, the Nintendo Guide to Gaming, a complete listing of power meter ratings, game descriptions, and super hot tips for the NES user. Oh, so that's in here, book removal instructions. They're telling you, bend back the silver staples, leaving brass staples alone. Lift the book straight up and out, fold silver staples back down. So again, where this poster was, right here, look at that. You got the pack source right here. So that's in between the poster, that's what was happening. So if you open this up, here's you would pop these up, the silver ones, and the brass ones is what's holding this book together. Maybe we'll take it out, Let's get in the first page here. The Player's Pulse. Mailbox. Got it right into Nintendo Power, right? Let's see what people were saying back then. The Good Ship Nintendo. A while ago, my family and I went for the weekend, and I left my NES in the basement rec room. When we got home, we found that a water pipe, oh God, in the street had busted and had flooded the basement immediately. I thought, great, my NES is ruined. What else could go wrong? Well, I got the biggest surprise of my whole life. I had my NES in a small box to protect it from carpet fibers. Little did I know that it would be protected from the flood as well. There, in the middle of the water-filled room, was my NES floating in that box. My NES turned out to be the sole survivor. Imagine that, through the whole flooding of everything. The NES survived. The carpet and everything was ruined. My dad learned a lesson from this. Now his golf clubs, the television, telephone, and lots of other home furnishings are in cardboard boxes patterned after my NES box. Thanks a zillion. I hope this story will bring you as many laughs as it did my dad after he calmed down, of course. Kevin Dugin from Cleveland, Ohio. The response was, thank you for the great story, Kevin. We all got a good laugh out of it. Since it rains a lot here in the Pacific Northwest, maybe we should use your idea too. Double Trouble. I was playing Super Mario Bros. 2 and fighting Mauser, but I got beat. On my next life, I saw 2 Mausers. Could you tell me what happened? Eric Alizia from Kingsport, Tennessee. The 2 Mauser phenomenon you witness is what is known as a game bug. Some games have minor programming inconsistencies in them that can occur infrequently during gameplay. Programmers try to take these bugs out of games before they are released, but because there are so many different things that can happen in today's advanced games, they sometimes miss them. Consider how rare these bugs are. The testers do a pretty good job. Some players enjoy finding these bugs and consider them special tricks. Useful or especially interesting bugs often find their way into our classified information section. The thrill of victory. I wrote to you a while ago asking for help on defeating Matic in the awesome NES game Strider. You replied that you wouldn't tell me because you felt it would be better for me to figure out how to beat the final enemy of the game on my own. Well, I finally did it, and it felt great. Now Matic is a piece of cake. Thanks, Brent. Congratulations, Brent. Keep on playing and see what else you can master. Awesome. Gotta love going back to these stories here. This one they sent in a picture of the family here. Enjoy in moderation. See where this goes. When my 12-year-old brother first got his NES, all he did was play it. He wouldn't stop. His grades went down, and he never did his chores. This went on until my father took the NES away from him. It was a month before my brother got his NES back, but he learned a very important lesson. He can now play NES until 5 p.m. Then he has to do his homework and chores. I'm very proud of my brother. He does well. It's weird how they break up the text over here. He does well with his game, even with this limitation, and just finished Mega Man 2. Recently, he got me and my 2-year-old brother Jake into NES, and we love it too. Thanks again, Nintendo. You're the best. Cammy, Mickey, and Jake. Thanks for writing, Cammy. We believe that is important for everyone to balance their time between fun things like playing the NES and more important tasks like studying for school. Moving on to the next page here. I love the reader's art right here. He did a rendition of Link fighting, looks like Wart and all the Super Mario Bros. 2 characters. Looks like Link came through the wrong door here. Oh, hey, how about this? One of these is from Matt in Fairfield, Connecticut. I'm from Connecticut. Gotta read that story there. I think I am a power player. I have had my Nintendo for a year now, and I love it. Some of the games I have beaten are Blades of Steel, Karate Kid, I haven't beaten that one, Iron Tank, Contra, both Super Mario Bros., Strider, and Mega Man 2. I'm working on TMNT and Ninja Gaiden. My general advice to other players: don't give up, but don't play too long. Extended play makes some players angry. Call the game counselors, they really help. Don't just buy a game with only beating it in mind. Instead, buy games for the fun of playing them. Great advice, Matt. Thanks for writing in. And we got Power Player Profile, Andy Cunningham. He's age 14 from Rocky Mountain, North Carolina. When the NES came out, I wasn't that impressed, but after 2 months of everyone telling me how cool it was and how I'd had to get one, I gave in and bought it. That was the best move I've ever made. Since then, I've had countless hours of fun and excitement behind my NES, along with my friends. I also made a lot of new friends through Nintendo. Favorite games? I especially like adventure games where there is one hero and you are him. These games give you a bigger sense of accomplishment when you finish them. NES accomplishments: I have finished over 36 games, including Bionic Commando, The Adventure of Link, Ninja Gaiden, The Guardian Legend, Mega Man 2, and most recently Dragon Warrior. Someday I would like to be a graphics designer for a major software company. I've already designed many of my own game characters on my personal computer, and even a full game, Super Daihatsu, complete with end screens, full stages, 20 different evil enemies, and 8 incredible challenging bosses. I plan to fully animate it and add digitized sound effects as well. Did that game ever come out? Where is Andy Cunningham now? Curious about that game. And here we are, Super Mario Bros. 3. Look out, Mario's back, and the fun's about to begin. Probably one of the best Mario games on the NES, we'll say. Certainly took everyone by storm. I'm sure everyone saw it in The Wizard, the movie The Wizard. A little preview of Super Mario Bros. 3. This is it. Mario and Luigi return in their biggest adventure yet. Super Mario Bros. 3 has more secrets, more tricks, and more outrageous obstacles than the first 2 Super Mario Bros. games put together. In fact, we could barely fit maps and tips for the first 2 worlds in these 8 pages. So let's go and see what we can find. So it gives you all the breakdown of the items here. Super items to help Mario on his way. The mushrooms, fire flower, leaves that give Mario the flying raccoon tail, stars, the P-wing. Mario enters the first mushroom world. Gives you a breakdown of the whole first world map right here. Shows the coins that you can get up here. That's great. And then shows you the map screen here. World 1 of grasslands. This world of grass-covered hills forms the pattern of the worlds which follow. It is the smallest of all the mushroom worlds. Inside the comfortable confines of your friend Toad's house, you'll be faced with 3 chests, all contain useful power-up items. So go ahead and pick one. Yeah, you always got to make sure you pick the right. You're like, I just got the regular mushroom. I wanted a Tanuki suit, the Hammer Bro suit. We got super excited for. What else we got here? A little bit breakdown. So yeah, it breaks down each level for Super Mario Bros. 3. Full map. It's a little bit small, so you got to kind of zoom in with your eyes there. This world holds a secret for World 3. Does it tell you the secret? Looks like it doesn't, because normally you would hide on this white block right here, press down, and you would be able to go behind to get the, oh, it does, it gives you a little hint here. So it says some of the big colored background blocks have unusual properties. Try different things to see what you can find. So they give you a little hint. They don't just straight up tell you where the whistle is, but they tell you if you're on a white block and you can go through, see what happens. So maybe some kid didn't see Super Mario Bros. 3 and get the whistle that way. or see the wizard. Nice. And then onto the Koopa ship right here. Onto the Koopa Kids ship. Bowser Koopa Kids set out in a huge flying ships that captured the magic wand of the king of each mushroom world. Mario must board the ship, make his way to the Koopa Kids chamber, in the most swashbuckling gameplay sequence ever. Gives you a little bit of tips on what to do in there. I mean, this certainly helps you out for sure if you were thinking about getting the game. Breaks down all these levels. You can see how big the worlds are and get some of the tips and secrets in here for sure. Said it breaks down, yeah, the first couple levels here, and then it shows you World 3 is Island World. You just kind of get a overview of the world map. World 4, Land of the Giants, definitely a favorite for sure, where everything's big. World 5 is Cloud Castle. World 6, Winter Wonderland. And World 7, Tube City. Haha, come on Mario, I'm waiting for you, with Bowser right here. Next is Bowser's Underworld Hideout. Bowser's home is very dark, dingy, and grim. It's full of fire pits and molten lava, and lots of other nasty stuff. We're not going to tell you more about it just yet, but stay tuned. We'll reveal more worlds and secrets in our new strategy guide issue coming in June. So you had to wait till summer to see what was going on. Moving on, we got Silent Service, a submarine simulation. I do have this game. I had never played it. And being as a kid, I don't know how interested I would be in a submarine simulation game. I definitely would say you got to use the Nintendo Power to figure out what you're doing, because I feel like it's not easy to pick this game up and play it. On to Nintendo Power Consumer Electronics Show. What was happening at CES back in the 90s? The 1990 Winter Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas was a huge success, with over 50 Nintendo licenses cramming their displays into Nintendo's giant 30,000 square foot booth. For the purpose of showing off hot new products, name any game category from action to role-playing, and there were new games presented for it. Many of these new games are high memory games, with 1, 2, or 3 megabits of ROM storage. Also, especially noticeable at the show were all of the interesting high-quality Game Boy titles. Here's a quick glance at some of the titles by category of games we saw at CES. What games were coming out? I'd never been to CES, heard about it. Just kind of getting people hyped for new games coming out. We got action games. Unique gameplay vantage points and super detailed graphics mark the high-quality action games on display. For example, Captain Cyhawk from Milton Bradley puts on a new twist on the flight simulator theme with a gameplay view from behind the plane. The science fiction action in NTVIC's Isolated Warrior unfolds from an innovative three-dimensional perspective. Imagine flight from Irene Markers of R-Type features awesome graphics and wild colors. And Ultras Mission Impossible is an action-packed secret agent jump. Other new action-oriented games shown at CES include Journey to Silius, ooh, that's a great one, by Sunsoft. Dragon Spirit by Bandai. Circus Capers from Toho. Castle Dragon from Sita. And Silkworm from American Sammy. Then we got arcade translations. The arcades have always furnished many hits for the NES. The long-awaited NES versions of Narc by Acclaim and Heavy Barrel by Data East were at the show, along with a Mechanized Attack, SNAK, and Super Spy Hunter, Cabal from Milton Bradley, and Rally Bike from Romstar. Nice, those are pretty good ones there for sure. Puzzling Pleasure, Cartoons and Comics, what do we got calling out for that? Marvel's Comics Punisher joins the ranks of LJN's hot licensed titles in a mayhem-filled machine gun action game. Capcom was showing off their new 2-player simultaneous Rescue Rangers game with the help of Chip and Dale. There's a small picture there of Chip dressed up with his Indiana Jones costume on that he wears in the game. We got, let's see, Kamiko Sika had Snoopy Silly Sports and Bugs Bunny's Birthday Blowout. And Arcadia previewed an early version of their Silver Surfer game. I wonder if it was easier. Dick Tracy and Beetlejuice are in the works as well. They're letting people know. Super sequels. What do we got coming out with sequels here? In tradition of Hollywood, many Nintendo licenses are releasing sequels to their top games. In most cases, these sequels outdo the original action, story, and graphics. Tecmo is giving the public their first look at Ninja Gaiden 2, which gets 4-star ratings for its great cinema scenes and challenging. Super C, the sequel to Contra, continues Konami's tradition of excellent action games. Back to the Future 2, Ghostbusters 2, and Top Gun 2 were shown, and all had some features that improved upon the original concept. Programming work on Gauntlet 2 and Tecmo Bowl 2 is underway. Under development below is a list of games that were announced at the show and are currently under development. We'll fill you in as soon as information is available. So there's a whole bunch in here, some that stand out. We got Castlevania 3. What else stands out? Kira Warriors 3 as well. Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. We got Pinball Quest, Street Fighter 2, Sweet Home. Interesting that they mentioned Sweet Home because that only came out on Famicom. The Game Boy. Oh, what was the Game Boy doing there? Many licensed companies are jumping on the Game Boy bandwagon, and the future looks bright indeed. With over 50 games under development. Action games. What do we got for the action games? We got Double Dragon was there, perhaps the best Game Boy title at the show. Wizards and Warriors X, The Fortress of Fear, and Bury Fighter Deluxe were also impressive. Other great future action titles include Space Invaders, Fist of the North Star, Jesus, Paperboy, Batman, Kung Fu Kid, and Spider-Man. So awesome, man. Great stuff for sure. All right, moving on. They do a spreadsheet here of Pinbot. Never played this one. It does look pretty cool, though. I like the full overlay here. Doing the pinball games on the home console, though. Kind of weird. Shake up the machine, but don't tilt. Twice the challenge and twice the score with multi-ball. Pinbot is a favorite in the arcades around the country, and it's bound to be a hit at home with this specially designed version for the NES. 1 to 4 players alternatively plunge into the Pinbot world. As the ball bounces and ricochets, lighting up the board with radical high scoring play, the computer-generated voice of the Pinbot itself hints at the surprises to come. Interesting. Continues on with a little spread of the Pinbot. A solar system full of surprises. You got this Robot lady right there. Okay. And then 720, which I never played much. It was in the arcade as well. Obviously, I played a bunch of Skate or Die. I think more people maybe gravitated towards Skate or Die, but 720 was another skateboard game on NES. Get ready to rip it up with a kid who uses his board like it was part of his body. I feel like maybe you got more games to do in here than Skate or Die. I don't know. You got downhill, ramp, jump, solemn, skateboard shop in here, shoe shop. That's different than Skate or Die. And you get some knee pads as well. Some pads. A deal for $25. Hone your skills on the rookie course. So yeah, first stop, downhill. So it's giving you some tips and tricks. This was also in the arcade as well. I didn't play it much in the arcade. And then on to A Boy and His Blob. Now, I really wanted to like this game. I love the art. I played the remake on the Wii, which was fantastic for sure. But never got into it on the NES. I feel like maybe using the strategy guide would help, because right here shows you all the jelly beans and what they do. Strawberry gets you a bridge. The licorice is a ladder. Coca-Cola, you get a bubble. They tried to do things that would jog your memory, so like Apple Jacks. Tangerine sounds like trampoline. Honey, hummingbird. So ketchup, you would throw the ketchup flavored jelly bean if you wanted the blob to catch up to you. But this is good. It gives you a nice breakdown of the whole level here, because I would just get lost and not really know what to do. And it shows you where to use each jelly bean here. So 15, and you go over here. Let's see, and it shows to use, does it have 15 here? Yeah, at the start. Bridge, strawberry jelly bean. So definitely a unique game for sure. Again, I love the art style on this. More A Boy and His Blob here, breaking this down. The Emperor Blobolonia. Now, the boy and his blob are well on their way, but ahead lies the Emperor, and he's in a good mood. So great. Oh, Howard and Nestor comic break. Here we go. Let's dig into this here. This looks like they're doing some volleyball. I've got it. Timeout. Awesome dig, dude. Our only chance is to outsmart them. In that case, you better leave it to me. I figure the only way to win is to block those super spikes. So these are the guys from the game, Super Spike. Super Spike V-Ball. Boom, Nestor gets hit in the face with the ball. He's out cold. Where am I? Who are you? Where's the entrance to level 7? Maybe we should rethink our strategy. Sometimes it's best not to play so close to the net. Who asked you, Mr. Volleyball Know-It-All? Little montage here, stuff going down. Where did I go wrong? Well, when I play the computer, I stand back a little and don't try to block everything at the net. Nah, must have just been something I ate. Yeah, 10 pounds of sand. Good one. Alright, we got Wrath of the Black Ninja. Haven't played this one much either, too. Ninja Gaiden a lot for sure, but here's another ninja game on the NES. They give you the ratings right here. Almost got 4s all the way across. It's got a little less for player control. Play control is a little down at like 3.5. So, the Manta's mission. Children are missing in New York City, but no one knows why. When the Manta self-styled ninja hears that they've been kidnapped, he hits the streets in a flash. There, he sniffs out clues and battles an army of thugs who will stop at nothing to stop him. The Black Manta has to be more than just a ninja. He has to be a detective, too. Sounds like a good story for sure. So then I get 2 pages of that, and then you're on to Astyanax. Definitely a fun one for sure. I haven't beaten this one, but it's a good playthrough for sure. I dig it. Action and danger await you. And Remlia? When Astyanax was an ordinary freshman with an unusual name attending Greenview High, his biggest worry was getting his homework assignments done on time. But after a recurring dream about a mysterious girl, he was transported to a world full of hostile monsters. That's all it took, just a reoccurring dream. Then he got transported. Brought there to combat the evil wizard Blackhorn. His only chance for returning to the real world is to rescue a captive princess. In Astyanax, a new action game from Jalico, follow his travels as he sets out to fight his way through armies of killer creatures. And it gives you a breakdown of the stages here, all the way to 3-2, and how to beat some of the bosses as well. We get another page here, so it definitely would help you out in completing this game. Here's a peek at some games you'll see in the future issues. Previews, new titles, Final Fantasy, Codename Viper, and Super C. Wow, look at that. Artwork is awesome. Final Fantasy. The summer of Final Fantasy is almost here. Wow, look at that. Gotta love the art on that one there. For sure. A vast world must be challenged and conquered by the Light Warriors on their quest. Transform characters at higher levels. The fighter is strong, but just an amateur, still learning his art. But if he proves himself worthy, he will graduate to a full knighthood and the sprite changes. Build a strong party. Selection of a balanced party is critical, for you will require many skills to overcome the enemies. More than 50 variations are possible, but not all are good. Try the fighter, monk, and black and white mages. So great for sure. We got Codename Viper right here. Mission incredible. Due to efforts of a huge South American drug syndicate, the U.S. may be losing the war on drugs. Viper, the special operations team called in to deal with this threat, has lost contact with its agents in South America. They only have a single agent left, but he's their top man, Mr. Kenny Smith. In Codename Viper, an exciting new game from Capcom, you control the action as Kenny Smith launches a one-man assault on the Syndicate's heavily guarded complexes. I want to say I'm confusing this name with another game. I could have sworn I played Codename Viper and it didn't look anything like this. Maybe I'm thinking there's got to be another Codename game that I'm mixing this up with. Codename Viper. Vice Project Doom, I think I'm thinking of. Vice Project Doom. I don't think I played Codename Viper then. So it just gives you a quick rundown, basically. It looks pretty fun now. I'll have to dig into this one on my Nintendo series. Moving on to Super C, the aliens are back! Defeat doesn't mean forever to mad mobs from outer space. This one's so much harder to me than the first one. It gives you the breakdown here of Contra, the first game here. Hordes from the deepest, darkest reaches of the galaxy once challenged a couple of extremely tough humans who kicked their butts into the void, but like obnoxious relatives, the aliens have invited themselves back. Whether you play alone or with a partner, the non-stop action and super graphics can't be beat. Can you do it again? Taunting you there. Gives you the breakdown of the first level. That's all we got, right? One spread. Oh, we got one more page. And it gives you the breakdown. Stage 2 is the first base. Stage 3 is the jungle, the inner base, the cliff, entry to headquarters, and stages 7 and 8 are the headquarters. It does show you, I want to say that's the last boss. Some of the bosses, yeah, they show you here. At the end of stage 6 waits a real challenge. This one's tough for sure. I definitely haven't beaten this one yet. Included below are pictures of the stages you'll encounter as you move deeper into alien-held territory. And of course you have your Dragon Warrior poster or map, and then on the inside is Super C. And we have this pack source in here. So you can still read it. So it just stays with this. No need to really take it out. Give this a quick breakdown. So it just shows you the type of game, and they give you scores on it here. Blades of Steel, 4.4, 4.5, 4.5. So if you go here, it's showing you the breakdown of the power meter, okay? So it goes, top is graphics and sound, player control, challenge, and theme. That's the order there. It gives you an actual screen photo of the game, quick description of the game, and color category. So green is education or brain, using your brain. So I guess this would be good to use if you were gonna purchase a game and you're curious, like, oh, Lunar Pool, is that fun? Scored kind of low here, 3.3, 2.53. You're like, I don't know, might pass on that. Maybe I'll get something better. Geez, Muscle got straight 2s. The wrestling game, Muscle. One of the first wrestling games for the NES. Simulates a tag team wrestling contest. The play is so simple, so it's good for young mat rats. 2s down the board. Dragon Warrior. Text Adventure. How's this break down here? Oh, so you're playing the game in the Nintendo Power. That's what they mean here. Have you wondered how decisions are made in a role-playing game, such as Dragon Warrior? In this text adventure, you'll see how your choices lead to particular results. It's the same sort of process that work in the computer chips on your NES. What we call if-then statements. This is also a good way to learn about the strategy of Dragon Warrior and have some fun. So it gives you, basically, it's almost like a choose your own adventure here. Your start. At the descent of Edric, a great warrior of old, you are about to set out on the first leg of your quest to defeat the Dragon Lord, who has taken over the kingdom of Alfgard. You begin in Tandigel Castle, and as you stand at the gate, you must decide which direction to take. East, south, west, or north. So we say, we'll go north. Go to number 4. So you move to block 4 right here. Looking north, you see rugged, impassable mountains. Which way do you go? All right, we'll go left. Go to 13. Here we are at 13. Going left brings you to a field. Which direction do you go now? All right, well, we'll go north. Go to 2. Flip back. You are lost in the mountain cave. Suddenly, a track key appears. What do? Let's fight it. Go to 9. Flip back over here. Attacking with your bare hands wasn't such a good idea. You inflicted 1 damage point while you received 5 damage points from the monster. Now what? Oh, I guess I didn't get a sword yet, so we're gonna run. Go to 10. You escaped. Move straight ahead. Go to number 13, that's here. Going left brings you to a field. Which direction do you go to now? We're kind of in a repeat, so we can go west. Go to number 3. You flip back. Number 3 says, before lies you a great lake. As you draw near, a ghost appears. Go to 11. So you know you've got a choice now. Go to 11. Right here. You are attacked before you ever seen the monster. Well, we're going to run. Go to 16. Boom. Seeing a cave to the north, you proceed to the west. Go to 22. A bridge lies to the south and some hills in the north. Where do you go? You get the concept. That's pretty neat that they included this here. Almost like a choose your own adventure here. So you could have some fun with that. And here we are with the Game Boy. There's Nemesis. I believe it's a shooter game. Malibu Beach Volley. A few more games here. Yeah. Here's a shooter, and it gives you the full breakdown of each stage. And then a few more games here. Malibu Beach Volley. Never played that, but a volleyball game. Bump, Set, and Spike. This is Hyenko Alien. It's a classic in Japan, and now Hyenko Alien makes its way to the Game Boy. You can play the original or updated version. Aliens have come down in your small village, and you must trap them before they get you. Dig holes and wait for the aliens to fall in. Okay. and Boomer's Adventure in Asmec World. What else they got in the Game Boy? Flea Pool, looks like a puzzle game, and Cubillion. Coming up, new for the Game Boy, bases loaded Game Boy version, Dandelion Opus, and in the works. Game Boy titles are being developed by dozens of companies for 1990. LJN is busy working on several, including a basketball game, an adaptation of TNC Surf Design, and a game based on the Saturday morning show Beetlejuice. Ultra is developing a driving game and a skate or die style game. You can expect Lock and Chase from Daddy East in the future. It's a fast action game with fun characters. Trade West is working on Double Dragon for the Game Boy, and Mindscape is adapting Paperboy. Watch for details in future issues. This is a very interesting picture right here with like the Bears playing Nintendo at a campground or whatever. Maybe who brings their CRT TV camping? Our new game section this time around is packed full of great game packs. There's 8 and are just a few of the new NES games available for the NES that deserve more coverage, but that we just couldn't find the space for a full review this time around. So if you're looking for a new game and just can't decide, give these new games a look. Is it just these? Do they do a breakdown of each one? Okay, so it shows the games here on the first cover and then gives you a breakdown, a one-page breakdown of said game. Tecmo World Wrestling. This one was a fun one for sure. Even though it wasn't WWF back in the day, you're like, oh, okay, I never heard of this one. They had some pretty neat characters here for sure. Abadox. Fun space adventure game. What else we got? Bases Loaded 2. And Baseball Simulator. Never played this one. Or this game here. Al Unser Jr. Turbo Racing. Okay. In the Battle of Olympus. Which I heard a lot of people... This is like Zelda 2, basically. Plays a lot like that. And it had semi-okay scores. 3, 3.5, 4, 4. We got our mail in here if we want to mail in to get Nintendo Power Magazine. Xyz, forget how you say this. Xyz, I think. And Rescue the Embassy Mission. Counselor Corner. Here we are. Willow asks, how do I get the key to the upper levels of Knockmar Castle? Oh, this is in... Willow doesn't ask. Willow is the game. Christ. There's a small house to the west of the castle in Tiraslan. You'll find the key to the doors of Knockmar Castle there, but only after you accomplish certain tasks. I've been wanting to go back and play Willow. I played it as a kid growing up. Can't remember if I beat it, but definitely a good time. You would have to sink some hours into it for sure. Dragon Warrior, they ask where is Aderic's armor rather. The last person that owned Aderic's armor was a fellow named Wen, who had a shop on the east side of Hawkness. They said he buried it at the foot of a tree behind his shop. Use the search command to look for the valuable protection in the vicinity of Wen's shop after you have defeated the Axe Knight who lurks near. When you find and wear this armor, you recover 1 hit point for every step you take. Nice. We got Disney DuckTales. Where's the skeleton key to the African mines? That's right, can't get into the African mines, you have to go to Transylvania. So it was a little bit hard there. And they give a breakdown of the game counselors right here. We got Tom Davis, Rich Furman, Denise Borowski, and Gar Lindstrom. And they have some of their hobbies and stuff. Softball, four-wheeling, dancing, and fishing. Greatest accomplishments. The Guardian Legend. 9,999,990 is his score. What do we got for Denise? Hers was Mega Man. She got a almost similar score in Mega Man. So a bunch of point scores here. Oh, here we go. Gar says right here, his greatest accomplishment was first GPC to complete Friday the 13th. Oh, River City Ransom. How do I get into River City High School? So these are good, you know, you can come through and see if you got some tips that maybe you are stuck with as well. And they'll give you a quick breakdown here. I'm waiting for your letters. You could write into Nintendo Power or call the game counselors. They're on call from 4 a.m. to 10 p.m. What a work day. Jeez. Obviously, they probably have two shifts on there. I always love going through here. Classified information. These are all the quick tips right here. So in Punch Out, they give you the code here to get to Mike Tyson. Take on Kid Dynamite with a record of 0 and 2. Give you the pass keys for this. A whole bunch of different codes you can enter in. Bad Dudes. You got Mega Man 2. Slow Down Quick Man. While Flashman's Time Stopper has some incredible applications, we've never before seen it used as an offensive weapon. Enemies freeze while they are under the Time Stopper spell, but they don't usually lose energy while frozen. Agent 007 has found, though, that the fastest of Mega Man's foes actually incurs damage if he stops moving. With a full load of Time Stopper power, Mega Man can freeze Quick Man and cut his energy in half. We got Cobra Triangle, some points here, and Highlight. Double Dragon 2 early stage continues. This could certainly help you here. Double the chances. There isn't a second player helping you take on the Black Shadow Warriors. You could begin the game with 7 players and reserve instead of the usual 3. Select 2-player game where the blows from the players can hit each other and clear the first screen of enemies. Then eliminate the other character by knocking his energy down to nothing. Every time the player 2 fighter loses a character in reverse, you'll gain one. You'll then be ready to take on the enemies on your own. So that's a little cheat there to get some extra lives for sure. Video shorts. What is this all about here? Video shorts. Because obviously it's pictures here. It's not video. It's just giving you a snapshot, I guess, of what's going on. We got 8 Eyes right here. Never played this game. Magic of Shisarazade. Can't even pronounce that. Heavy Barrel. Kings of the Beach. Magic Johnson's Fast Break. Target Renegade. Marvel's X-Men. Definitely a tough game for sure. Yeah, I'm not too sure. I guess this, again, just gives you kind of a breakdown. I don't see it being any different from any other review thing here, other than how they formatted it with these reels. And then you got NES Achievers. Here they are, the hottest scores around. If you like to share your best score with the readers of Nintendo Power, send them in. You could be in the next NES Achiever. Here's how to capture your achievement. So it gives you the breakdown here, where you have your game on screen. You're gonna set up your camera, place the camera on something steady, turn the outlights, adjust the height, make sure to don't use the flash, and then mail your photo to Nintendo Power NES Achievers. The camera should be about a yard from the TV. We're gonna give it a quick scan, see if anyone from Connecticut made the list here. See when it pops out. California, Illinois, Kensington, Connecticut. We got Tom Oakes and Godzilla. He finished the game, so you took a picture of the ending. You can do that too if the game doesn't have a score. There's a lot of finished games here. Anyone else from my state here? Nope, that was the only person from Connecticut. Pretty neat though, pretty neat. NES Journal, World's Second NES Power Trivia Quiz. You guys gonna get these here? We'll see. Why does Howard Phillips like bow ties? Regular ties dip in your soups. Regular ties swing up the corners. It's just like tying your shoes. All of the above. Let's see. Looks like it's answer D, all of the above. What is Mario and Luigi's last name? Brothers? Mario? Cereal? Some questions just don't have answers. Which that was the answer. So they didn't reveal Mario's last name. The movie didn't come out yet where they said Mario was the last name, right? Mario, Luigi, Mario. What is the prescribed method for cleaning your NES? Do nothing. Send it to the cleaners. Use the NES cleaning kit, following all instructions to the letter, or else. D. Spit and wipe. For C, of course, use the cleaning kit as well. How much damage would your NES suffer if you were to pour a chocolate milkshake inside? Who asks these questions? A, none whatsoever. Milk is good for the growing computer. B, depends on if the milkshake contained whole or skim milk. C, a lot, which is why smart players never place drinks or food near their control deck. D, not much compared to if you put an entire cow inside. So just fun, wacky questions that you can have a good time with. These showcase a lot of the artwork that people would send into Nintendo Power. Hundreds of entries flooded in from all over the country. Very difficult to choose a winner. In the Design the Nintendo Power Jersey contest, from all the great designs which were submitted, it was obvious that there are a lot of artistically talented Power players out there. We got collages, drawings, and sketches from fans all ages. Here are some of the best entries. The winning design was submitted by a Jack Ra of Clifton, New Jersey. As soon as we run out of the current Nintendo Power jerseys, new ones will be printed based on Jack's design. We like to thank everyone sent in the jersey design. It really shows how creative our readers are. So which one is his? Is it this black one here? I can't tell which one was the winner. Pretty neat designs though there. And then showcasing Nintendo World Championship 1990. At press time, plans were still being finalized for the Nintendo World Championship 1990. By the time you read this, however, most of the preparations will be well underway. But first, we thought it would be interesting to give out some details on the triathlon game pack that will be used in the NWC contest. This specially designed game pack will run for about 7 minutes and contain a segment of 3 Nintendo games: Super Mario Bros., Rad Racer, and Tetris. Competitors must collect 50 coins in Super Mario Bros. To advance to the Rad Racer segment, where they will have to go for a predetermined distance on the course before proceeding to play Tetris. The contest will let you compete against your friends and win some great prizes, including your town's wizard title. You will need a special ticket in order to compete. Of course, the competition is optional, and there will be a lot of other things to see at the event. So it gives you dates at where it's going to be. The schedule is now being firmed up, and here are the dates. 3/9 to 3/11, Dallas, Texas. They're going to Cleveland, Ohio, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Detroit, Philadelphia, Indianapolis, Boston, Mass, Uniondale, New York. They're going to Hartford, Connecticut, Civic Center, Expedition Hall. This was 5/3 to 5/6, 1990. As we mentioned last issue, if you like additional information on the NWC, call the NWC hotline. Get with it at World of Nintendo. Catch the latest video designer gear and stuff soon to be appearing on World of Nintendo shelves across the country. What do we got here? Burglar busting bike cop. Keep unwanted hands off your wheels with the bike cop from Kansas, Microtech. When you clamp it to your handlebars and activate the alarm, any jiggling motion will set it off. And boy, does it go off. The Nintendo ID makes it much hotter. You can also use the laser, bombs, guns, and sonic blasts like a horn or just for fun. So this was like a Nintendo branded bike alarm? Can't say I've ever heard of that before. These here, I just saw the Zelda VHS though, Super NES videos. Deke Video has added taped episodes from Super Mario Bros. Super Show and its Kid Classics library. The tapes feature Mario and Luigi or Link and Zelda in the fun-packed action adventure, hosted live by Super Mario Bros. And guest stars. Each adventure runs approximately a half an hour in full color. We got the Game Boy with a traveling case, and the 4-score was coming out, so you could play games 4 at a time. Not too many games, though, came out for that. Little breakdown here of celebrity profiles. We got Sarah Gilbert, which was on the hit ABC television show Roseanne. If you guys remember watching that growing up. I won't go through the whole interview here, but said she began playing Nintendo in 1988 after she received a Nintendo Entertainment System as a Christmas present from her mom. With her friends Gloria and Jackie, she quickly mastered Super Mario Bros. And Super Mario Bros. 2 and started her quest in The Legend of Zelda soon after. So you give it a little celebrity breakdown. The Pack Watch, a look into the future of NES game packs. I don't know why they call them game packs instead of cartridges, just kind of like different names for the same thing. They give you a breakdown of Ninja Gaiden 2, The Dark Sword of Chaos. Love the film strip on here. Crystallis. Rescue Rangers is coming out. What is this? The gossip corner right here on the bottom. Thunderbirds are a go for Nintendo. Gary and Sylvia Anderson, Super Mariochin characters of 1960s TV and film fame, are racing their way to the NES in a game under development. A Journey to Silius, a future offering for the NES from Sunsoft, is an action-type game dealing with the quest of Jay, a young man of the future. For the truth behind the death of his father, Jay's battle-scarred apocalyptic world is portrayed in the colorful detail you've come to expect from Sun. Golo 16, we got Solstice as well. Some more gossip about some games coming up. And then they even expand upon it here with more of the gossip. Castlevania 3, what are they talking about? Looks like Simon's quest to rid Transylvania of evil was not concluded, even with his banishing of Dracula's curse in Castlevania 2. This one is in the advanced stages of development, but since it's sure to be a hit, you can bet Konami will get it out as soon as they can. We'll let you know more as soon as we find out additional. And then you can order your back issues now available. So those July, the first issue, 1988 with Super Mario Bros. I think I have most of these here too. So you can check off which ones you want on the order form on page 2. You got your tips from the pros books. These are hot. The Legend of Zelda Tips and Tactics gives you the strategy and know-how to conquer the evil and mysterious Ganon. How to Win at Super Mario Bros. Helps guide your way through the exciting worlds and levels of Super Mario Bros. To receive these booklets for $4.95 each, just fill out the order form in front of the magazine. And then it gives you a little preview of what's going to be out on the next issue. Anticipate these features next issue. More on Final Fantasy, Dino Wars, Bury Fighter, and Super C. And we got a little letter here from Howard. Dear readers, there have been so many great games coming out the last couple months. We really couldn't give them all coverage they deserve, but we didn't want to leave any out. So you probably noticed that this issue is especially packed with information. In case you didn't count, there were 17 games and video shorts, 8 pages of new games, 5 previews, and 3 reviews. Not to mention, there were many games covered in Pack Watch. Talk about crazy! January CES was the biggest and most exciting one ever. More games and more accessories and more fun. Our CES report only touched on what's in store. We'll fill you in as more games come out. Thanks for all the cards and letters, everybody. Because of my busy schedule, I can't personally read or answer them all. But your feedback does let us here at Nintendo know what you want to see for your NES. Keep them coming. I'll see you soon. And then we got the Nintendo Power Awards of '89. A couple screenshots of some of the games right here. You got Nestor and all the trophies that they have here. So you would, I never did this. I wonder if any of you guys ever did this. You would fill this out, put name and address, and then circle in which ones you thought were great. So we got nominees are for graphics and sound. You would choose DuckTales, Guardian Legends, Mega Man 2, Ninja Gaiden, or Strider. Sound. Ooh, this is a pretty tough one. DuckTales, Mega Man 2, and Ninja Gaiden. Very great soundtracks for sure. Might lean towards DuckTales. Oh, man, that is a tough one though. I don't know. Mega Man 2's got a good soundtrack too. Best challenge. Faxanadu, Mega Man 2, Ninja Gaiden, Stealth, and Tetra. I'd probably go Ninja Gaiden. Probably be the most challenged for sure. Best theme, fun. I would go Mega Man 2 or DuckTales for that one for sure. Best play control. Maybe DuckTales on that? Maybe Tetris. Pretty simple controls on that one as well, right? We got best character. Ooh, there's a lot to go through here. Which of these characters tug at your heartstrings, tickle your funny bone, or capture your imagination? Will your favorite hero please stand up? They go Donatello, Godzilla, Leonardo, Mega Man, Michelangelo, Link, Raphael. I like how they split the turtles. Ryu Hayabusa from Ninja Gaiden, Uncle Fester, and Uncle Scrooge. That is a tough one to break down for sure. Best ending. DuckTales, Mega Man 2, Ninja Gaiden, Zelda 2. Either Mega Man 2 or Ninja Gaiden for best ending, I'd say, for sure. Best overall game right here. Top 10 are before you, eagerly awaiting your decision. Which game released in 1989? Get your vote for all-time favorite. Got a whole bunch right here on this list here to choose. Jeez. I might have to go Ninja Gaiden. Even though I'd never beaten it straight up without save states. Definitely a fun time. The runner-up would either be DuckTales or Mega Man 2, I'd say, with that one there. Certainly a hard decision to make for sure. That's your last page. Closes you out right here. Guaranteed. Ha! Look for this bright gold seal on all Nintendo approved games, packs, and accessories for the NES. If it's not there, it's not backed by Nintendo. The seal is our pledge on top quality and your guarantee of hot, hot, hot entertainment. Guys, that was a quick look at, not really quick, but an in-depth look at Nintendo Power Volume 11, March, April of 1990 with Super Mario Bros. 3 on the cover. Let me know if you guys like this series. I'm going to be doing the books out of order. I did April and March because I figured, hey, that's what we're in now. I thought it'd be neat to go back and see how that is. But I could jump around for sure. If you guys like this longer format, going in depth here, I'm certainly intrigued, and these would be fun to shoot for sure. So thanks if you're all right at the end, watched all the way to the end of this video. Really, really appreciate it. So if you guys like this, be sure to leave a comment. Let me know what issue you want me to cover next here on reading the Nintendo Power magazines. And if you want to see me play some games like this one here, you can check out my series Nintendo, where I'm going through all the NES games. As always, guys, I'm Russ Lyman, and keep your world fun bit by bit. I'll see you next video.